welcome. If you're here, it's probably because you're on a twin flame journey, or you know me personally and you're watching this video because you know me. That being said, if you don't know what a twin flame is, a very basic definition is you meet somebody and there's instant soul recognition and you experience some kind of awakening upon meeting them, and you realize that they're your perfect mirror. And basically the whole journey is a journey back to yourself and your source, right? So it's like finding union within yourself. That means clearing up karma and clearing up trauma and healing yourself and loving yourself, clearing the shame, the guilt, whatever, and getting rid of all of those things that drag you down and raising your vibration. Firstly, and then also finding balance within your masculine and your feminine energies within your body, within your whole energetic body. And yeah, and in doing all of that, you find union within yourself, and in finding union within yourself, like you lean more on your source or your higher power or spirit or God or whatever you call it. And yeah, and then you get to a place where you raise your vibration enough that you manifest. You get in touch with like your, sorry, I just had strawberries, I wasn't even looking. Anyway, you get in touch with your spirit, right, or your soul. I don't really know the difference, but your higher self. Because you're so in tune and you've done all this work or whatever, the channel between you and your higher power is more open, and then you're more easily guided, right? And you figure out, and in doing all of that work, you get rid of all the layers, you deprogram yourself from society's expectations and things like that, and then you come to be in touch with like who you truly are, and being in touch with who you truly are. You live from your heart, you know, and you create from your heart, you co-create from your heart. By things that are divinely inspired. And if ideas are divinely inspired, then you know it's meant to be. It's part of like can't believe I'm using this language in a video. It's part of like one of your higher timelines, right? And so you can choose to like be in any of those higher timelines. Yeah, so to succeed on this journey, basically, just leap in, face all of your shadow aspects, you know, when you face a point in, and this is relevant not to just people who are on a twin flame journey, but also anybody. And this is what I'm teaching personally, and I know this is part of my life purpose, is like teach people this. But like, yeah, like when you reach a point where you're like, oh, I'm triggered, you have a choice. You can either choose to tell the old story and you can catastrophize and all these other things, or you can make the choice to explore it within yourself. Hey, I'm really triggered by this experience. Great. What am I feeling right now? Great. How can I love myself more in this moment? What do I need to do to love myself more in this moment? Oh, well, it triggers my 15-year-old self because I felt really insecure because nobody ever liked me, or I was rejected, whatever. Great. You're feeling rejection, you're feeling abandonment, you're feeling fear. Okay, cool. What does that 15-year-old self part of you need? I need to know that I'm accepted. Great. Are you, as your present self, able to visually give love to that part of yourself, give acceptance to that 15-year-old self? Great. Keep repeating that pattern until you come to a place where like that 15-year-old is stable. Great. Internalize that. Create, like unionize that part of yourself with your current self. Visually, right? Or even just with the intention is fine. And then yeah, and then you repeat that over and over until, you know, you do enough work where you're not triggered as much, or you're just really mindful and able to like realize what's happening and things like that. What else can I say that's helpful on this journey? Honestly, be open to experiences. When you're going through spiritual awakening, it's like, again, it's a reprogramming of everything you've ever known, you know, all of the shoulding and all of the shaming that you experienced growing up. And so yeah, maybe there will be a point in time where you'll be a weirdo and you'll be rejected. Your life will turn, it'll flip itself upside down completely. Which is great, you know. You can just look at it as like, oh my god, my life is falling apart, the old story. Or you can look at the new story and be like, great, well, I've been meaning to restructure my life, and now life has presented an opportunity to do that. So then you can like practice introspection and figure out what it is that you want, right? This was the old story, but what do I really want? I've always wanted to be a dancer. Okay, cool, check that out. And if you have that intention, guess what? People who are in the dancing industry are probably gonna show up in your 3D physical reality, more likely than not, because that's how it works when you're going through spiritual awakening, right? I mean, as a reminder, right, we're spiritual entities living a physical experience. We're not physical beings having a spiritual experience. I mean, it's a little bit of both, but you know what I mean. And I think I have one more thing. I mean, just, yeah, practicing mindfulness is extremely important, right? And mindfulness by definition is kind of like observing. That was a bird that like legitimately just like flew at me. It was really cool. Yeah, is observing mindfully. It's just observing something that's happening, observing an experience without giving it any judgment. So, is there anything else I want to say? I feel like I need to say. I think not. So, I mean, this is just a tidbit. This is the first video I posted in a long time. Wow, I'll post more soonish. But, yeah, I hope that these pieces of tidbits were helpful. And if it was, please, you know, click on the like down there, subscribe. Promise, you know, as we enter summer more, I'm going to be posting more videos and they'll be super helpful and things. I'm starting to understand more and more what my life purpose is. Anyway, I love you all. I truly wish you the best and take care. Oh, one more thing. Just kidding. Also, do your best to surround yourself by people who inspire you and feed your dreams and things like that. It's really important. The community piece has been so huge for me and such a game changer for me. Like, even if that means just following a bunch of random people on Instagram, which, by the way, I have an Instagram at Love is Healing LLC. But yeah, and just things like that, you know, watching videos of people like this, helpful, so helpful. And just feed yourself that positivity, feed yourself the success mindset, the abundance mindset, and you'll go so far. Honestly, it took me a while to realize that on my own, right? But like, if I can like help propel you all quicker, great. So that's all. Now I'm done. Okay, love you all.